Good afternoon, everyone. Ads here from Unity Trading Group. How are we all on this Monday evening? Welcome to the first session or first update for the week. Of course, before I start, give us a like, hit the subscribe button if you can, and of course, tick the little bell to stay updated on all of our future content that'll be coming out. Of course, we released some content today on the website. You can check that out in the Discord if you scroll down and hit the Discord link. And we've got more content coming. Of course, we've got the DCA strategy that we spoke about in the first UTG show, so I'll be chopping that up and putting that into its own video as well. And of course, we've got a lot of updates and a lot of content scheduled around Gravy Train as well. So it'll be a good couple of weeks for UTG and a lot of good content coming to the YouTube and the Discord. Of course, you can find all the links down below in the description. But without further ado, BTC, where are we going? Where have we been? So last week, I spoke about the pump on BTC, and it was basically on the back of the Elon Musk. Elon Musk comment. He updated his bio, and of course, we got that big pump to 38, and then all the way back down. And one thing that I spoke about, inadvertently, of course, in the update, was the fact that it more than likely wouldn't have been sustainable, and it was not sustainable, as we saw by the quick reaction and the quick sell-off that we got from that rejection off that 23.6 or that 38 level there, that key level, of course. So not looking great. We've still got this level of supply here. I haven't gotten rid of it. We have moved through it twice now, and of course we did push straight back down underneath it, and we are retesting this with no avail at the moment on the 50 fibs and of course this level of supply. So it's not looking fantastic for BTC unless we can get some more, bullish momentum or some bullish volume into this market and push it higher. What we're looking for in the way of BTC and where are we to go? Of course, we have broken through substantially now this level of demand down here. We've pushed down twice, and of course, we've cleared a lot of the sitting or resting orders around that level, and it will really come to fruition how weak this level of demand will be when we do get back down to that 31k, 30,000 level, of course, and move down through it. That would be the ultimate, not the ultimate, but basically the play that I'm looking for. So moving down off this level of 50 and then coming back down, retesting our 31, 30k psychological resistance or psychological support we find down there, and ultimately finding our support level or demand level at around 27k be tested once more. But there's a couple of levels in between. We've got the 61, we've got the 78, the 88 as well, sitting in between. Of course, the 68 will be the next level I'll be looking at, which is about 32 even. And of course, pending the break of that, we'll be moving towards that 78 and 88. And of course, down towards our level of demand there. So look, fairly straightforward on BTC. Nothing really hard to follow. We are still very much making lower highs, and we haven't made a higher high yet. I don't really count this, okay, because it was like I don't like to say it, but it was like a FOMO pump off the back of an influencer throwing something on their bio or throwing something on their Twitter or something like that. It's happened before. It's happened many times, hundreds of times in this market. And nearly every time we get the same result. It's just an unsustainable move because we sell off pretty much immediately. And that's exactly what happened here. So I'm not moving the levels that I've got drawn in. I'm not moving my levels of supplies or levels of demands that we see on the chart at the moment. I'm leaving those put. And of course, I'm leaving the fibs in place. So not taking much consideration into this sort of price action here, because we returned to the mean quite quickly after causing that pump to the upside, and we ended up moving down back under this level of supply quite quickly. Talking 8 to 12 hours later, we were back to the mean and back basically to the scene of the crime where we moved from when we started from. So nothing much there. But moving on with the rest of the updates, we'll have a look at ETH. ETH not traveling as convincingly as BTC. However, we are still moving in the downwards direction. We've had this level of supply drawn in for quite some time now. We've been rejected off this multiple times with some candle bodies and some wicks. And of course, we are moving back towards this level of demand here at around 1265. But the one thing that I'm looking towards for Ethereum is the movement through this level already. So we've created some downwards movement, we've created some wicks, and of course some price action underneath this level of demand. So if we are going to see a further movement to the downside, it will be the 38.2, and of course pending the break and close of the 38.2 and a convincing close at that, which we haven't had yet. Pending a convincing close under the 38.2, we can see the 50 and the 61, and ultimately our level of demand down here at 1080, so 1080 for Ethereum, and we are trending below that RSI there. But one thing I want to have a look at quickly, going back to BTC, is Gravy Train. So Gravy Train is our custom indicator. This is an indicator that's been in development for 18 months, 19 months now, being the end of Jan, start of Feb. So it is pretty much ready for release, and we'll be doing that more than likely this month in the next week or two. I think probably a fortnight from now is probably the safe time frame to see this. So we'll be doing an introductory release. So just keep in mind or keep on your radar the Discord and of course the YouTube for some more updates on Gravy Train. But it has called pretty much every move as we see it. So with Gravy Train, the play that I want to really highlight is this one from here. We had this movement down through that level of demand, and of course we pushed and we got rejected on the cloud. So very, very good, because the cloud's already drawn on the chart when we get to this point. So you can see the resistance level in real time. Once that was done, we created a sell signal. We came back down to our level of demand that was already broken. So we broke through it a second time. We created the flurry with the Elon Musk saga, and we moved up, and the gray section keeping us out of the trade. And of course, the top of the cloud was the rejection point for the Gravy Train indicator. And of course, we are coming back down and moving back to a bearish cross scenario for Gravy Train. So if you're looking at this indicator on the chart during this period of time, it would have kept you out of long, and it would have kept you out of the market because of this FOMO. And of course, as we moved down, you would have not been in a long position at that point, and you would have protected capital. So that's the whole idea, giving you up-to-date information on the markets. Ethereum, another thing, is another story entirely. We are still above the cloud on the 4-hour time frame, and I dare say if we look at the macro scale of things, we are probably in the same boats. Yeah, so quite above the cloud currently. So what I am really getting at, and this circles back to the 38.2 I just spoke about moments ago. If we break down below this 38 and get a close, this will be a close inside the cloud, and we will turn into gray area. So this is point of difference. Basically, we are going to change direction, and we could possibly start a downtrend. So this is up-to-date real-time information by the Gravy Train indicator. So it is a fantastic tool to be used in conjunction with levels of TA, so lining up quite nicely with our 38 Fibonacci and of course our level of demand. So that gives you further confidence in the TA that we're using here at UTG. But moving on, one I want to have a look at is XRP. XRP has been quite on quite a tear, should I say, and it's been treating us quite well here at UTG as well. So the next level I'm sort of looking towards is that level at 65 cents. We've had that further rejection on that level of supply, and we can see we are moving towards that level up the top there. So not a bad run for XRP, and it is quite oversold. So quite overbought currently. So it's going to be a little bit of a stretch to get to the 65 cents, but it can do it. We've seen it before, and we've seen cryptos or any sort of coins move to the upside relentlessly. So XRP can be no different. If we're looking at the GT or the Gravy Train indicator, our first entry point was around that 25, and our second being the 28. So a couple of signals for gravy train lighting up very early on the trade, and you're looking at a net return if you were still holding at about 110% currently if we take in the current candle. So very good results off the GT indicators. Like I said, it's been in development for quite some time now, and the results that we're getting off it, should I say, are quite staggering, and we've been testing it for quite some time. So it is a fantastic tool. You can always use it in conjunction with supply and demand that we do here at UTG, and this further gives you confidence that price will push through these levels as the cloud is still green and pointing towards the upside. So a decent one to look for. Of course, watch for announcements over the next couple of weeks. But moving on to the last thing we'll look at tonight, that is the DXY. The DXY being a regulated market. This is not financial advice, just ideas and opinions of Team UTG. But what I can see on the chart currently is an opening of this channel. So we are getting something like this. Something like this we can bounce off in between. So it remains to be seen if we're going to get another push to the upside to really test this top line again, or are we going to move to the downside? It remains to be seen over the next little bit. I haven't been very confident to tell you which direction the DXY is going to break, because the price action is pretty sporadic at the moment, bar this trend that we're sort of forming on this 4-hour time frame. So it's a little bit sporadic. So I'm not confident to say, are we going to test this level of supply again? It's not clear yet, but I'll be looking towards this level, this trend line that we're forming here, to give us a bounce. If we are to get a bounce off here, then I'd be expecting this 90.8 level to be tested again. But that really concludes the update for a Monday night. Thank you all for watching. To everyone who has subscribed over the last couple of months, thank you all. We don't do this for ourselves, we do it for all of you. So thank you all for being part of it. You can find the Discord link down below in the description. You can find it in the banner we've got underneath us here. Of course, we'll be looking at the second episode of the UTG show this month, so stay tuned for that. We'll be doing announcements in the Discord, doing announcements on our live streams, doing announcements in the updates as well. But that's all I've got to say for tonight. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.